So this one could be huge. The New York Fed just launched recently, you know, as recent as 15 days ago. I think this article came out on November 15th or something like that. They launched a 12-week CBDC pilot program working with major banks in order to launch the digital dollar, the United States digital dollar. This is huge. We have been talking about ISO 222 compliant cryptocurrencies, Ripple, Algorand, XRP, Hedera Hashgraph. It could be huge for those cryptocurrencies. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get right onto it. So banking giants including BYN Mellon, Citibanks, US banks, Wells Fargo, some of the largest banks in the United States will be issuing tokens in order to settle transactions through simulated central bank reserves, right? As part of this pilot, they literally working on blockchain interoperabilities, quant. Even though quant is not involved into this, it is something that they could use, being the fact that quant is a compliant crypto and it works with blockchain interoperabilities. Now, all of these things will be built on a new ledger chain called SETL. So it's not quite on XRP, but it is kind of pulling from XRP everything from being a fast settlement layer, payment, whatever XRP does with cross-border payments, blockchain interoperability, distributed ledger technologies. The XRP ledger as a whole is pretty much what SETL is learning and pulling from to power the new digital finance. This is a new age, new era of open source, interoperable, and just versatile technology. I was always saying on this channel, guys, you have blockchain, you have distributed ledger technologies, blockchain, DLTs. So whichever ones the banks are going to use is probably the fastest one. I'm just saying. So DLTs are the future. Their technology is great. So when I ask you to look into something like HBAR, I'm speaking technology in terms of tech, because if you invest in their tech instead of worrying about what is centralized, what is decentralized, because people are thinking, centralized is too scary because some other stuff happened. But hey, there's a lot of centralized things that are controlling our entire network in terms of the world, and they haven't collapsed yet. With that being said, don't let that scare you or sway you away from investing in a possible tech that could be a winner in crypto. You catch my drift on this one. So yes, SETL is what is these banks are working. The New York Feds launching a 12-week program working with blockchain interoperabilities, settlement networks, all of that good stuff, and compliant cryptos such as these 7 right here. This could be a good news for them. You have Quant, which works with blockchain interoperabilities. Ripple XRP, you already know what they do. Stellar Lumens, Hedera Hashgraph, IOTA, XDC. Shout out to the Crypto Caravan. I was in a live show with him when I was doing my live the other day, and he popped up and he reminded me of XDC and ZinFin. So yeah, shout out to the Crypto Caravan for that. But yeah, XDC is another giant that could win when it comes to these ISO 222 compliant cryptocurrencies, right? Algorand is another giant. Cardano, you already know what ADA does, right? So in the future, the banks could be working with any of these. And another one that I forgot to mention, Electroneum, of course, which is also another cryptocurrency that works with cross-border payments. So look into these cryptos. I know they could be some of them centralized, some of them decentralized, and that for me that doesn't matter too much, because the network effect that this could bring, because this is huge, and also how powerful this thing could be, because these banks, they onboard billions of customers, the billions of customers that crypto has been dreaming to bring and onboard for many years. We've been talking about mass adoption since I got into crypto, like 2017, and possibly longer than that. People have been talking about, mass adoption. When mass adoption? When are we gonna wake up and a large, population of the planet would just ape into cryptocurrencies? This could be it. It could be CBDCs, because most of these banks, They onboard millions to billions of customers on a daily basis who they probably never heard of Bitcoin, let alone, SETL, or what is a DLT, distributed ledger technology. So imagine if these ones here are selected, any of these chains, what they're going to do to their prices, because the customers will see it and they will realize, hey, this is just like a stock. So I can just buy the Ripple token or the Stellar token or the Hedera token. And this is billions of customers you're speaking. So when you're speaking down on these banks, that's the thing you need to be wary of, the network effect. They have customers that you don't have as us as a small crypto, because we are micro, man. When it comes to the macro, we are unknown. The 1% of the 1%, this is what they call us in DeFi and also crypto. So if you are micro of the macroeconomics, when it comes to macroeconomics, the giants always win. These big banks, financial institutions, all of that good stuff, they will be here to stay long term because they always handle the network effect and also onboarding new users and new viewers. And you would see them always having, competing with whatever technology is there already. So they are building SETL as probably a rival to XRP when they could have used XRP. But my guess is that SETL is probably already either working with XRP, or they might have borrowed something from them already. They might have learned a few trick or two, because this is very, very similar to XRP. Whatever XRP does in terms of ledger, SETL does that too. So just something that you need to be wary of. When I speak ISO 222 compliant, I'm speaking in terms of network effect and how much it can bring in terms of customers, onboarding new users and all of that stuff. So be mindful of Hedera Hashgraph. You've seen what their DLTs does, and they are super fast. IOTA, XDC, Algorand, Cardano, Ripple, Quant. Hey, you never know. DLTs, distributed ledger technologies, they're not really blockchain, but they're probably 10 times faster than blockchains. Hedera's, for example, they're out there talking about TPS like 10,000 transactions per second, for example. XRP, you already know how many transactions per second they do. They've been faster than almost every other altcoin that you hold right now. I'm talking, you could argue that they're faster than Ethereum, Cardano, Binance, BNB, whatever, all these other, major altcoins. Ripple is actually faster than them in terms of net, and it's probably 100 times cheaper to send anything with Ripple XRP. And you don't want to, compare that to Bitcoin too. You know how slow Bitcoin is. But hey, Bitcoin will always be the king of all cryptocurrencies. Unfortunately, I don't think banks would be using Bitcoin because how older and slower the technology of Bitcoin is. My guess with Bitcoin is that banks will be buying it. They won't be using the tech, but they will be buying it as a reserve currency. This is why people say, hey, Bitcoin as gold, it'll probably replace gold, and then you will have the Litecoins, and which will be the silver to Bitcoin's gold, and the Ethereums, and you got your BNBs, and that they'll come after. But the banks would definitely be buying a ton load of BTC, just like Tesla did, and then speculate on them. It's just a speculative asset, and it is here to stay. I made videos many months ago when I was explaining to you, about the Lindy effect. I touched upon it a little bit. The Lindy effect, the idea that the older a technology is, the most likely it is here to stay for the next 100 years. So you best bet on that kind of tech if you want to retire. So something like Bitcoin, you always going to want to hold you some BTC long term, because you never know, assets like that would designed to appreciate in value over time. That is the reason why always hold Bitcoin in your cryptocurrency bag and your crypto journey. Right. With that being said, let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on these ISO 222 compliant cryptos? Do you think that, the New York Fed would wind up working with one of these cryptocurrencies to launch the high and almighty, finally, the digital dollar, the United States digital dollar, that would probably be launched in the form of a CBDC, a central bank digital currencies? Mind you, this stuff is already it has already worked. It is working in Jamaica, and people are enjoying it. Young people in Jamaica are using their digital money, aping into DeFi, making crazy gains, and putting it back into their stable CBDCs without an issue. So with that being said, people should give these CBDCs a try. If they fail, hey, who cares? It's the banks. They're going to come, they're going to try, they're going to fail, they're going to try until they win. My guess is that the banks always win in the end. So if the banks win, they drag a couple of cryptos with them that could be winners. Why not bet on those horses as well? That's my take on this. I'm not here to preach centralization to you guys over decentralization, because this channel's name is Nakamoto Crypto, the most decentralized entity in crypto, the first one. You get me? So I am all for decentralization as well, but I'm just saying, from an investor's standpoint, would you want to step aside and watch some of these crazy cryptocurrencies right here just randomly pump because of a bank, and you missed out on it because you're too prideful and you're too decentralized? Or do you want to go get that bag? This is the standpoint I'm speaking from. With that being said, let me know in the comment section below. Do you like CBDCs? Do you hate CBDCs? Give me an input in the comment section below. Like up the video, share it, subscribe for some crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.